Welcome to the Joy of Music. Today we bring you an intriguing program from Columbus, Indiana. And where is Columbus, Indiana? And what could possibly be here to entice the joy of music? In the next few minutes, we will discover together the fascinating and beautiful architecture of Columbus, blending harmoniously with strains from the Aeolian Skinner organ of the First Christian Church, and my special musical guests, the Sisters Shih. So stay with us as we take a musical visit through this architectural mecca of the world, Columbus, Indiana. The story of architecture in Columbus began generations ago, when foundations for a quality community were laid by far-sighted city leaders in the mid-19th century. Since that time, the city has been a focal point of national and international architecture, and each year thousands of people visit Columbus to view her award-winning buildings. The first Christian church, designed by the famous architect Eliel Saarinen and dedicated in 1942, was one of the earliest modern churches built in the United States. Its simplicity and boldness have strongly influenced contemporary church architecture in America. And although the church is the oldest Columbus building of contemporary design, the simplicity and dignity of its architecture make it one of the most admired buildings in the city. It is my special pleasure to welcome to the Joy of Music today the Sisters Shih, three young women with remarkable talent. Connie, the youngest of the sisters, was the youngest pianist ever accepted to the School of Music at Indiana University. Patricia made her Carnegie Hall debut at age 15 and won the Canadian music competition 3 years in a row. And Ann, the oldest sister, is assistant professor at Oberlin Conservatory. They concertize together and individually across the United States, Canada, and in Europe. They are full of energy and amazing musical ability. As we take a brief architectural tour of Columbus, Indiana, we see buildings old and new, traditional and contemporary. It's quite amazing how the different eras blend in beauty. As we look at the Cummins Engine Company's corporate office building, fountains, and landscape, we are reminded of the major role this company plays in Columbus' fine architecture. For it is the Cummins Engine Foundation architectural program which underwrites many building projects in Columbus. And it is through this generous foundation that Columbus has attracted some of the most famous architects and landscapists to enhance their beautiful city. Perhaps my favorite building is the Indiana Bell Telephone Company Switching Center. At first glance, you may not see music, but take another look, and you will see that this structure greeted the joy of music warmly and appropriately. Giant yellow, orange, red, and blue organ pipes on the west side of this building provide a colorful musical accent for this contemporary visual impact. The 81-rank Aeolian Skinner organ of First Christian Church in Columbus, Indiana, contains 73 stops and over 4,700 pipes ranging in size from 32 feet to 3/4 inch in length. The organ is well suited for the performance of organ music of all styles, from the tiny flute to the sounds of full organ. It is certainly one of the finest organs in America today. As we continue our tour of Columbus, we highlight some of the most impressive church architecture to be found in one city. We have seen the monumental First Christian Church, and now are taken back in time as we view the First United Presbyterian Church, a part of older Columbus quality architectural heritage. As we move rapidly toward the present, we find two impressive church structures in close proximity, North Christian Church and St. Peter's Lutheran Church. Lifting itself among the surrounding church spires, the 180-foot copper-clad spire of St. Peter's provides a magnificent addition to the skyline of downtown Columbus. As the spire of the church reaches toward heaven, so the souls of its members yearn for oneness with God. Not far away, we spot a 192-foot spire, topped with gold leaf cross, which gives the North Christian Church its distinctive design. This church design was created by Eero Saarinen, the son of Eliel Saarinen, who designed the First Christian Church. Eero worked closely with the members of the congregation to understand the church's theology, traditions, and expectations, as well as its leadership in the growing concept of an ecumenical faith. While planning the building, he wrote to the congregation, "I want to solve this church plan so that as an architect, when I face St. Peter, I am able to say that out of the buildings I did during my lifetime, one of the best was this little church, because it has in it a real spirit that speaks forth to all Christians as a witness to their faith." Although there are many breathtaking landscapes in Columbus, here in the Irwin Gardens, we experience perhaps the most spectacular display of natural beauty. As we take in the glory of God's colorful creation, we combine music from the First Christian Church just across the way in a feast for the eyes and the ears. for joining us today on The Joy of Music as we have come to you from Columbus, Indiana with music from the First Christian Church featuring my special guests, the Sisters Shih. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you again next week on The Joy of Music.